another one.
I feel I am a bad fit and need advice. I was hired as a data scientist, more of an analyst slash engineer in June of 2022. I had one data analyst internship in summer of 2021, but I felt like it was lackluster and did not really enjoy it. In grad school, I graduate. In grad school, I learned I enjoyed Python programming. I got a MS in statistics. I'm guessing that's a master's in science in stats. And I decided to apply for data scientist roles. I've been working in my job for a little over a year. It started well, and I did some SQL on the back end and built two large programs needed. That finished in February of 2022. After that, I did not have any big projects until I was assigned my first independent project in June of 2022. I had to build a Power BI analytic tool. I used SQL to build a table on the backend and brought my results to Power BI. There was no project deadline and the data was very messy. Unfortunately, it took me until October 2022. My manager was frustrated and needed the project in August. This was never communicated. He wrote me a warning letter on my performance. Now I am on FMLA to take care of my mental health, have been in therapy, and I am working part-time. Oh. Today, I shared my work for another project, but my manager is extremely disappointed and and expressed it to me verbally. I started to realize there are things he assumed I should have known, including when doing left joins on the back end, you have to validate your count and ensure you know why your results increase or decrease. I mean, sounds like you should have known that as well. But yeah, sounds like you should have known that. We are using Hadoop, and I am supposed to know the primary, foreign, and other keys between the tables I join. This info is not shared in Hadoop, nor is there a document to reference. When I ask my mentor, he does not always know, so I blindly join tables. Not good, I know now, and feel bad. Relation relation building involves one cross join between two tables. I did not know these things, and I feel shameful. Nowadays, I have to fight or flight my dreams from my childhood tied to my manager's behavior, and I think I need to quit my job. Should I apply to data analyst roles or am I not cut for data? I like SQL and have some Power BI experience now. I do want to become a data engineer within the next few years. I like building and programming things rather than analyzing numbers. So, with that being said, let's start our clock, right? I'm gonna put it like this, right? People who run from challenges and who quit because they feel it's too hard and stuff like that instead of learning to do better and more to be more comprehensive in their approach and having a set guideline and stuff, they're not going to make it in almost any job, right? Or anything that they do, right? Because they let their feelings and their emotions get the best of them, right? And here's what I'm gonna say about I'm gonna touch on one part of it real quick, right? And this is probably Patreon level information, but Sean is in the chat, so I'm gonna share it because this might help him, right? The part where, and not this part in particular, right? But I'm gonna use it as an example, right? So when the person who wrote the question, they said he wrote me a warning letter on my performance. Now I am on FMLA to take care of my mental health. have been in therapy and I'm working part time, right? Here's here's the thing with this, right? Um, when people are giving us like feedback and criticism, or it's really how you interpret it, right? Um, but I believe that you should lean in to that person who's giving you that feedback or that criticism, right? So the and here's the other thing, right? Here's the other thing. There's so many problems in in what this person is writing that caused them to get into this situation, right? Number one, if you're given a project, right, and there's no deadline, quote unquote, right? My first question, my first question is, when do you need this by, right? That's my very first question. When do you need this by? So
Message.
the first way, like when somebody gives you something to do, right? Especially if it's your boss, when do you need this by, right? Now, if it's June that you get it, and they tell you it's done in August, right? The second thing I'm gonna do is, all right, let's set up to get started, right? For the first month, or maybe first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, you figure that out. I'm going to ask, can I set up a weekly meeting with you so that we can make sure that we're heading on the right direction, on the right path, right? And that way I can show the work that I'm doing and I can get immediate feedback, right? Just like in Scrum. Your boss becomes your stakeholder, and then you can say, okay, so you meet, 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and say, this is where I'm at, this is what I've done. And then you can get that immediate feedback of, oh, you're doing the joins, but you're not validating your count, and you're not ensuring why why the results are increasing and decreasing, right? Instead of getting that like 3 months later, late, right? You get that on your first week of working on the project. So oh, now I know that I need to, do this way, right? So after you have a foundation of what you're working on, after you have that deadline, then you can say, okay, let's meet every 2 weeks, or and go from there, or let's meet once a month, and you just continue to provide the information, and you keep getting feedback and stuff like that. A lot of times, our feelings get hurt, and now our mental health get affected and stuff like that. And for me, I am always focused on the task at hand, on the mission. Like, I'm like, I don't I don't care. I don't Some people say I don't have feelings, right? But it's not that I don't have feelings, is that I'm so focused on the mission that I don't let how I feel about something affect me, right? So now here's the other thing, right? Just like we mentioned on the previous one about the imposter syndrome, so many resources that are available, right? So many resources that are available that you can go to Udemy, you can go to Coursera, all this stuff, right? Another thing, this mentor that you have, right, who doesn't know, right? Did you just stop at that point? And who is your mentor, right? Because if I was in this situation, right, where I really, really needed help, right? I think the first thing I would do is I'd go on LinkedIn and find somebody who is a data engineer or data scientist at a top company, and reach out to them and saying, "Hey, I need some help in this position that I'm in, and I'm willing to pay you." What? Yes, you have to be willing to spend money to make yourself better, right? Pay the people you want to learn from. Their time is valuable because they have gone the route that you have gone, so that they can help you not make the same mistakes and get there faster. But a lot of times we're cheap, and we don't believe that we should pay for the things that are important for us. We pay for the things that are not important, right? Netflix subscription, maybe, I don't know. But the things that are important, we think that we should get it for free. telling you, sometimes I really feel like.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Because you try to help people and give them the guidance, and they just do whatever they want, and then they wonder why their results are their results, right? So this is getting very specific. Like, their question is very specific, but the problem is they're not doing like I have a data engineer. I have a couple of data engineering classes, right? And um which I'm gonna get into, but like, I'm not necessarily looking to be a data engineer for a company or something like that. Maybe one day, who knows, right? But the thing is, I have the resources to be able to like, and if whatever challenge that I come across, I don't run from it. I run to it, right? And I crush it. And then now I'm like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, okay, now I know, and it's not gonna happen again. You know what I mean? So, like, that's how I see it, and you just got to do better, and you got to stop taking it personally. Lean into the people who give you these the criticism and the feedback, and ask them, "Oh, okay, I didn't think about that. How can I approach it to be better, right? To do better." And meet with them on a regular basis, right? Constant feedback. That's the goal. Constant feedback. All right? All right.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.